Built in 1923, it was an old house. What kind of a risk do you think that the owners took taking an old house like this to fix up in the first place?
Yeah, well, Andy, you always obviously run into some unexpected problems when you take on the renovation of an old house.
Mm-hmm.
You get into issues of electrical issues, plumbing issues that have changed so much over the years from modern day construction.
Did you have any worries about that, loaning money
Well,
in an uncertain outcome?
As a banker, you always are apprehensive about these renovations. I came over and looked at the house with Debbie approximately 5 months ago, and she convinced me, I was convinced that it was a house that could turn into quite a spectacular addition to the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And with her flair for decorating, convinced me to go ahead and lend her the money. And
right.
it certainly was the right decision.
Right. Well, when you first walked into the house, though, it was a house that might have still looked good in 1933, maybe even 1953, but by 2003 things weren't so great, and by 2007 when you first saw it, it was, other than having a good structure, it was run down inside. How did that strike you as far as seeing possibilities from there?
It obviously needed quite a bit of work. Structurally, the house was in good shape. It needed a tremendous amount of cosmetic repair work done, and Debbie has done that.
Mm-hmm.
It's been just phenomenal.
What did she show you beforehand? Did she have a plan or something?
She did. She had a pretty comprehensive build-out plan, if you will, to go in there and do various things for each room. And from a banker's perspective, that obviously lowers my risk tremendously. So yes, it was a risk well worth taking.
And what do you think it has a potential for doing for the neighborhood?
Oh, I think it's a shot in the arm for the neighborhood. You know, more often than not, when something like this happens in the neighborhood, it motivates the other residents to start renovating and repairing their property, and it feeds on itself.
Mm-hmm.
And, nothing but good can come from this.
Mm-hmm. And you have to think that the people that live in the neighborhood feel good coming home and turning into Johnson Avenue, and this is the first thing they see.
Absolutely.
To welcome home.
Right. Yeah. First impressions are very important.
I want to welcome you to number 4 Johnson Avenue. It's located in the community of Boylston, an old mill town from the 1920s. It sits on the corner of 1st Street, Boylston, and Johnson Avenue, which is actually a very beautiful double street lined down the middle with crepe myrtles. As I said, it's across the street from the old mill, and it was the home that belonged to the foreman. Everything that you see with the landscaping, except for the trees, which were already here, but everything else was done by Debbie Harris and Dave Pettit. Pine straw, the landscaping, the shrubbery, painting, reconstructing this screened porch, and something that is a personal favorite for everyone, not only is this brick walk, but what it leads to, which is a garden with a picket fence. We're now entering the living room. It used to be a very run-down room. It had holes in the walls, especially one that was right above the fireplace. The fireplace was actually made out of a material that was a glazed bathroom tile, but it was retiled by tiling over the existing tile. The trim, as I recall, was all wood, painted white. The walls were just an old beige color like cream in coffee. Your mother spent many, many hours redoing all of this. And you can see, as usual, that your mother has exquisite taste. The furniture is actual leather from actual leather animals. The front door goes back to the porch. And then, to give you a reference, when you come in the front door, this is what you see. We turn to the right and we go into the library. Your mother had all of these cabinets built, custom. And once again, we have leather furniture from a very similar leather animal to the one in the living room. More custom bookshelves. And then fabric on these chairs. This one and this one came from Fabric Animals. Another fireplace that was retiled. Something that might be of interest, which you can't see, is that right there to the right of the light fixture, there was a huge hole in the wall that your mother made magically to go away. We continue through this door into a bedroom, which is the little boy's room, the cowboy room. I want you to look at the size of these rooms. Very large. I was looking through into another room across the hall, but we'll go there in a minute. Hasn't she done a good job? This room also has a fireplace, which, unlike the others, was originally brick, and then this was painted over with a granite finish, I believe. Debbie, you can correct me if that's not correct. Look at the little outfit. It just makes you want to go and rope a doggy, doesn't it? Even down to the lantern, the cowboy picture, the cowboy hat. Now I want to go back through the library again. So we say goodbye to the cowboy room one last time. Back through the library. It's a beautiful room. Look at that. We're going back into the living room. And we turn and you can see down this long hallway. And let's not go there. We're going to go through this door over here into the dining room. We'll stop here and take a quick look out the window. You can see the little garden that's outside. We saw that a few minutes ago. Now we're in the dining room. wrought iron and wood furniture. Something very nice about this house, this original china cabinet. Floor to ceiling, very tall. These are 9-foot ceilings, by the way. And then of course, I know it's no surprise to you that it's decorated with, what's that? Yeah, pumpkins, you got it. And then dishes that match it. And more things that are, oh, more pumpkins, look at that. And what else? Oh yeah, more pumpkins. All right. But this room had a closet in it that has been turned into a pantry. You can keep tablecloths, you can keep linens, silverware, anything you want in there. And then this room also had a fireplace as well. And it was tiled over as well. And let's continue into the kitchen. Now the kitchen didn't used to be here at all. So we did one thing that I want you to see from here. You see that corner cabinet right here? Well, there's another one right there in the kitchen. Right in the corner so that it reflects the shape. But none of these cabinets were here at all. So now we've got this really pretty pumpkin corner. New stove, appliances. That beautiful raised cabinet in the corner that just gives a focal point to the whole thing. Debbie Harris is the only person I've ever seen who puts artwork on top of a refrigerator rather than sticking it to the refrigerator. And I have to say that I'm impressed with that, because that's really a nice touch. I'm not making fun of you. You think I am, but I promise you I'm not. I am impressed with it. That just puts you on a different level from everybody else, Debbie. No wonder you're so good at your job. You do not think like anybody around here. All right, then we want to go over. Just take a look underneath the cabinets. And then this might be a little bright, but this is actually the original sink location. Of course, there was no dishwasher. In fact, there were no cabinets in here. Everything that you see is brand new. 3 pendant lights over the sink instead of just the usual one fixture. This little tall shaft that you see here is actually a chimney that's covered over. The original house had a wood burning stove, and right about where the top of that little iron grate is where the old potbelly stove's chimney entered the house. But look at this. I'm going to give you a little view as we come in the kitchen from the laundry room, which we'll take a look at in a minute, but this is what you see. This is just how beautiful the whole house is. Look at the way the color and the depth and the shadow greet you as you come in. Absolutely stupendous. Look at this. As you can see the table and the fireplace and the paintings, and then you see the chair and the windows beyond. And whoever gets this house gets to live with this. Oh, that's too good. Too good. We'll just go all the way back through the library again, just because I like it. And the little boys' room again. Now we cross the hall, and of course you can see back into the dining room where we just were. But look where we are. We're inside this long hallway, which we're going to back out and start over again. Just to give you an idea. We're not going all the way down there. We're going to stop and turn here and go into the guest room. It's already set up with a beautiful little place for someone to sit. This was called the fall room because of the colors. And then the drapery actually is the headboard for the bed. Let me try to get where you can see that. Let's try turning the light on. I didn't do that. Oh yeah, that helps. Then I just want you to see this. There's a closet and there's another fireplace with that velvety granite finish on it. Everything about this house is so pleasant. The drapes, the bedspreads match. There's a beautiful rug on the floor that matches the fireplace. And then the tone is carried straight through into the fabric on the chair. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, next to this room is the guest bathroom. We go right through the door, and here's the bathroom. Brand new floor, beautiful rug. Now, let me turn this light on, if I can find the switch. There we go. A very tall shower curtain. Drapes and billows against the wall around this authentic antique bathtub, 5.5 feet long, with new shower head and fixtures. See if I can get a long shot through the mirror. There we go. And the cabinets. Shelves on the end to soften the impact. Keep it visually open. Beautiful countertop that is the original marble countertop and cabinet, installed even footed, which allows the floor to disappear under it, again accenting the spaciousness of the room. But it has these tile pieces that have been added that expand the countertop. Seaside decorations for the room. Ships and lighthouses. And here we go again. We're back into the long hallway. You can stop here and look back towards the front door. What's that? This is a test. That's right, it's the living room. Turn back this way. We continue down this back hallway. As soon as you get here, it widens into this nice little area that goes into the service foyer and the laundry room, which goes back to the kitchen. We'll go in there and look at it in a moment. But here is the back bedroom. Belongs to a little girl. Beautiful little room. It's got huge windows in it, and lots of them. Decorated as if a little girl was playing here. All set for a visit with imaginary friends. Nightstand. A teapot for a warming nightcap on a cold winter's night. A soft, fluffy bed with a throw comforter, ready for someone to just snuggle in. A dresser. Then, now I want you to see this. It's a huge closet, and I don't know that it shows up, but you can see how deep it is. Look at that. This is in a 1923 house, Closets that are this size were simply unheard of. And I know this doesn't show you much, but from right there, the end of that rod, to the other end of that rod is over 4 feet. It's a huge, huge, huge closet. Back into the hall again. That's a poster that we'll look at in a little bit. Here's another closet, which is used for storage. The blue bags are the tents that they had set up for open house day. The water heater is here, but it used to be over here in this corner. It's another very large closet, 5 feet deep, lots of storage. Let's close the door. All right, now I want to very carefully peek around to get into the master bedroom so that you don't see the big payoff in a moment. As if this wasn't the big payoff. Look at this! What a spectacular room. These beautiful drapes. A very large room. A corner already set for a place to read or just get dressed. Beautiful room. That's another walk-in closet right there. I'll just show it to you. Again, the camera simply doesn't capture it. It's a very large, very beautiful closet. Beautiful? Yes, beautiful because it's big. Big is beautiful, you know that. Now, you're asleep in the bed, you wake up, and you see this lovely room. You get up, and you must pay a visit to the bathroom. Now on the way, you'll spot that behind the main door to the bedroom is another closet. So let's just back up a little bit so you can see right there. Then you turn to the left, and here is the private master bathroom, which has this really nice sink. Beautiful mirror hanging above it. This was actually an old linen cabinet which was gutted. You can see the corner down there. It used to continue all the way across, and it was completely removed to make room for this vanity to fit perfectly. Really pretty little lights in here that make it very bright. A great place to be his shaving vanity, because this is not the only vanity in the bathroom. This is her vanity. Another beautiful chest vanity, piece of furniture, black granite countertop, a mirror that matches the first one that we saw a moment ago, light fixtures that match, beautiful windows and drapes. Just so you'll know, there is a toilet in this room. We do have them. We take a look through the mirror. Hi, how are you? Glad to see you. Okay, forget the man in the mirror. You can see through the mirror, excuse me, that there is a glass shower. This used to be another bathtub, but it was old and worn out and actually far too big for the space. So it was completely remodeled. Take a look inside. And you see all of this tile work? Get a good close look at that tile work. That is Debbie Harris handiwork right there. Those decorative tiles, these corner pieces, those mitered corners right there. The way it fits around the shower pan and carefully follows the corner. Debbie Harris all the way. And I'm very proud of you for that, Debbie. Good job. Say goodbye to the bathroom. Then you cross the hall, come into the laundry room where there will be a washer there, the door that goes to the kitchen. It will actually stand like this at 90 degrees. See if I can show you. And then the washing machine goes right there. There are a couple of places that are boxed in around plumbing and wiring because it was a horrendous mess when your mother and Dave bought it. But now, thanks to their careful care and consideration, the wiring and circuit breakers are now concealed behind those doors. You can look carefully and you can see all the conduits and all the cables and wiring, old circuit and fuse boxes, no longer needed. And you can get a little glimpse of the original siding on the house because this room used to be a porch, but not anymore. So we close that and that. And then this door goes back out to the courtyard. Take a quick sweep just to look at everything. Here's the dining room. And I hope you've enjoyed it. It certainly is a beautiful home. Goodbye.